also really excited for the next one. It's by a multi-award-winning home chef who has been entering and winning cooking contests since 1990. Her recipes are published in nationally known magazines, cookbooks, and online publications. She has competed in the World Food Championships for 6 years, is a food blogger and TEDx speaker, and runs goodgriefcook.com. So please help me welcome the always amazing Lisa Keys from The Good Grief Cook.
Hi, this is Lisa Keys, writer of the blog Good Grief Cook, and I'm from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. And thank you to Jason and Mike for inviting me to this culinary classic sous vide class. I'm excited to be here as always, and today I want to show you some great ways to use hard-boiled eggs. And hard-boiled eggs made sous vide are consistently great. That's what's great about sous vide. You get the consistent results. With hard-boiled eggs, you're going to have creamy, yellow yolks. Nothing gray, nothing dry, just delicious hard-boiled eggs that you can use in so many ways. It's spring, and I just thought of eggs and deviled eggs being a culinary classic. Here we go. I'm just going to start with 6 regular chicken eggs, large size. I have set my sous vide immersion circulator to 194 degrees, and we're going to cook them for 30 minutes. Now, you can put your eggs in a Ziploc bag. Makes it easy to just drop them all at once. I'm going to try dropping them in this little steamer basket so I can drop them all at once, pull them out all at once. It just gives consistent results at that 30-minute mark. So here goes. I really love this steamer basket. I use it a lot in my sous vide cooking. Okay, see you in 30 minutes. I highly recommend getting one of these silicone mitts. Makes it easy to dip your hand in this hot water to pull your eggs out without getting burned. These will get plunged into a 50-50 ice water bath. So my timer went off at 30 minutes and I lifted the eggs out and dropped them into this 50-50 ice water bath. And they'll sit here for 20-30 minutes to cool down. So let me tell you what we're going to do with these hard-boiled eggs. Now, you can slice them and put them on top of a salad. You can chop them up and use them as a garnish. You can make classic deviled eggs. The normal mayonnaise mixture into the yolks and then spooned into the hard egg whites. Lots of times people will top them with some crispy bacon or some crispy prosciutto to give a little texture contrast, but we're going to do something sort of unclassic with these hard-boiled eggs. We're going to make my recipe for crispy coconut devils, curry devils. And what we're going to need to do that is to, slice these eggs in half, sieve the yolks so that they're nice and creamy, and then we are going to make the creamy yolk mixture with a combination of mayonnaise. There's a little bit of sweet Asian chili sauce in here, some curry powder in here, salt, pepper, of course. And then you can use whatever herb you want, but today I decided to finely mince some arugula to put in here, but flat leaf parsley, cilantro, whatever herb you want will work. There's also some lemon juice in here. So that is what's going to flavor the creamy egg yolk center. What we're going to do with the whites is we are going to dredge them and deep fry them. We are going to first dredge them in all-purpose flour. Then we're going to dip them in an egg wash. It's just 1 egg with a teaspoon of water, beaten up. And then we are going to dredge them in a mix of unsweetened coconut and panko. And this is going to be really crispy, golden brown when it's deep fried. You can use whole wheat panko if you want, regular panko. Definitely use unsweetened coconut flakes. And I tend to, if the strands of the coconut are really long, I will chop them a little bit just to make them a bit smaller, more like similar to the size of the panko, or a little bit larger, but basically it looks like this. So as soon as these eggs are cooled off, we will continue our recipe. Okay, time to get these eggs out of their shells. So what I normally do is just tap it a few times on the counter and then give it a roll with my hands. And you can then put it back in the water. Take another one. Crack it, roll it, put it back in the water. This is usually when people begin to cry, but look at this. They slip right off. The sous vide way, okay? Not a single piece of shell left on that egg. It's amazing. Let's try another one. Sometimes I just put them back in the water to let them just rest for another second. But as you can see, all these shells, they just slide completely off. No crying, no broken whites. If this doesn't convince you to do your hard-boiled eggs sous vide, I don't know what will. Every single one. So easy. So what I'm going to do next is slice them in half, put my yolks into this sieve, and then make the yolk mixture and get these whites dredged and fried off, and then we'll be back. So I just want to show you what happens when you don't do your eggs sous vide. Unfortunately, my internet has not been working great today, so the video didn't save. And so in the past, I would boil my eggs on the stove, and I would put them in a pot of cold water, bring it to a boil, turn the heat off, cover the pot and let them sit for 11 minutes, and then plunge them into an ice water bath and then peel them. And so this one I just wanted to show you that when I tried to peel it, it broke. I don't know if you can see that, but the shell did stick and I had trouble getting the shell off. So that is the advantage of doing sous vide. These are all perfect. This one not so perfect. So just for comparison, I did that for you. So I'm just cutting into these eggs now, and I want to show you how lovely they are. Creamy and yellow, perfectly cooked. Let's do another one. I'm just putting the egg whites on a little bit of paper towel just to absorb any moisture on the outside. Makes it better for frying. Here's, whoops, slippery little devils. Some more. Lovely. One more. And this is just for comparison. This is the one I did on the stove. I mean, it looks good. Looks good too. Looks a little drier, I would say, than this one. So I think these are going to be nice and creamy. So all I'm going to do is press them through the sieve. And once I get that all done, I will add the mayonnaise mixture. Remember, that is a 1/4 cup of mayo, some sweet Asian chili sauce, a teaspoon, or to your taste really. Tablespoon of finely chopped arugula, but you can use any herb that you like. And a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, always fresh. Some salt and pepper to taste. And I think that was everything that was in there. Oh, the curry powder. 1/2 teaspoon of curry powder. If you don't like curry powder, use any flavors that you like. You can put harissa or smoked paprika or, anything that you like in there. So you can see, I just want to show you when you sieve those egg yolks, what they look like. Almost there. And you're getting a little workout when you do these kinds of things. You could probably just as easily put this in a food processor if you prefer. But the goal is to get it not chunky. You want it smooth and creamy. Okay, we'll get all of this off of here. And we'll just fold all of this in. And then what I like to do is put it in a piping bag with a rather large tip, because you don't want to use anything too fine because the herbs will get trapped in the tip. So as you can see, just mix this up. And that is pretty much ready to go. Get this into a piping bag, and then we will start dredging our egg whites. So I blotted them dry on a paper towel, and just take one little bag of flour, shake off the excess of the flour, turn it over in the egg wash with your fork, and then into the panko. Let that excess drip off. And then into the crumbs. You can use your hands. Press it gently so that the crumbs adhere. And that one is ready to be fried. I'll probably use peanut oil because I have it, but you could use any high smoke point oil. Get it up to 350, maybe 375, and 2 or 3 minutes they'll be done. I'll get all these ready and then we'll go to the fryer. So while my oil is heating up, let me just show you what these look like. These are a bunch of them that have been dredged in flour, dipped in egg wash, and then coated with the panko and coconut. And I usually just give them a little gentle press to make sure that everything adheres. And then here is the yolk mixture into a piping bag. I always like to fold my piping bag top over, similar to what you do with a sous vide bag. Fill it up. This glass just holds the piping bag in place, so I have 2 hands free. And then, just like a sous vide bag, bring it back up. And then I like to give it a twist and then seal it with one of these clips so that the mixture isn't pressing out the top instead of coming through the bottom. So like most sous vide recipes that involve protein, we like to give our proteins a sear. And so that's what we're going to be doing with these hard-boiled egg whites. We are just going to Cook them in that hot oil. I'm using peanut oil at 350 degrees. 2 or 3 minutes, they'll be nice and golden and ready to be filled and stuffed into your mouth. So raise your hand if you've ever fried a deviled egg. If you haven't, you know you want to. Here goes. So let's pipe some deviled eggs. I love piping. So I have this little kind of a swirly star tip in here and just go in the center. And I usually will pipe a little into each one and then go around again and fill them. You know, everybody likes a lot of the filling. You can garnish them any way you want, but I usually just like to put a little piece of whatever herb I used on the top. Like that. Look good? Let's taste one. I'll grab this one right here. Still warm. A little crispy on the outside. I don't know if you can hear me crunching. Great curry flavor. If you really like a lot of curry, then certainly add more. I think I could have used a tad more salt. And maybe I will just sprinkle some nice Robusto flake salt over the top. I love this salt. It has really big crunchy flakes on it. I think that would kind of be the crowning glory on these eggs. Adds a little more crunch, a little more flavor. And you can certainly salt your egg whites as soon as they come out of the fryer. So there you go. Robusto salt. Let's see. That's exactly what it needed. Thank you, Chef Diego. You really make some fine products. So I hope you all will try these deviled eggs, crispy coconut curry devils in your immersion circulator, 194, 30 minutes, so easy to peel, and you can use them in multiple ways. Happy spring, everybody. Thanks to the ISVA.
Wow, what did you all think of that video? I thought that was a super interesting and unique way to make deviled eggs. I'm definitely going to give that a try, deep frying those. And Lisa is here, and I believe she's coming up on stage to join us to answer any questions. My wife's a huge fan of deviled eggs, so I'm going to have to make sure this goes high on the list because it's something that she'll enjoy for sure. It looked just so unique and interesting. So if you have questions for Lisa, drop them in the comments, and she'll be working her way up here to the stage now. Um,
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing really good. It's great to see you again.
Thanks.
Thanks again, as always, for doing such an amazing video. The big question that I have is, what's your favorite Robusto salt flavor? Since Tiago has a lot of different ones out there.
Oh, I love the salsa verde, the one with the green. His smoked salt's good too, but I use the salsa verde the most, I think. He makes good olive oil too.
Yes, he does. Yeah, his products are great. I figured we'd give him a plug. I know you're a big fan of his as well.
I am. He's such a nice person and up and coming chef. I mean, I really think what he does is fantastic.
Yeah. So you're also pretty impressive in your own right, all the things that you have done. We had some good questions that were coming in. One was, how long should you eat the eggs when they come out? Obviously sooner the better, but can you take them to a picnic or a barbecue or something like that?
Well, we have eaten them cold. They're certainly not as crispy. Definitely better if I think you eat them when they're fresh out of the fry process, and you get that nice contrast of something warm against something cold, the filling. But I think you could do it. You could probably, I'm trying to think if you were taking them to someone else's house, you probably could air fry them or something when you got there, or maybe, not fill them and stick them in the oven for a little bit to crisp them up and then fill them. But, that makes it a little bit more complicated when you're traveling somewhere. Ever met your own picnic? What can I tell you?
That's true. When's your next cooking competition? You are active in a lot of different ones.
Probably the next one will be not till November. That's again the World Food Championships in Dallas. I'm competing in the noodle rice category, which is a new category. And, I'm excited to do that. I'm doing a lot of homemade pasta now, making a lot of variety of noodles, just practicing for that. I'm glad that live competitions are back. They're finally back. So looking forward to that one. Always trying other ones in between, but right now that's the only one I have going.
Nice. Sounds like an interesting new set of recipes for you to kind of explore and dive into.
Yeah, I've been having fun, and we like to eat a lot of pasta here, so it's a good category for me to be in.
Nice. George had a question. He said that he volunteers in a food recovery kitchen. They do like 50 to 70 hard-boiled eggs at a time. Do you think sous vide would work for such a large batch? Because as you said, the peeling when you do it traditionally can be quite a pain.
Oh yeah, I think sous vide's the way to go. And if you have more than, one immersion circulator, you can get a lot of eggs going at the same time. You can cook them in 30 minutes and peel them. It's peeling that really is the problem with hard-boiled eggs, I think. And this just works so well. You drop them into your water bath. You can hold them there really for as long as you want and then peel them as you go. I think it would be much faster, 70 eggs, doing it the sous vide method.
I know a lot of people, I haven't heard of the hard boiled eggs, but a lot of people do for like buffets, they'll do like the poached eggs, and they'll do really big containers of water, and the same thing that they can do 30 or 40 or 50 at a time. And it simplifies the process, and it removes some of the timing constraints that has to be so specific, which helps a lot when you're serving lots and lots of people.
Right. And your eggs will be beautiful, I mean, if you're going to chop them up, that's different. But if you really want them to look perfect, I think sous vide's the way to go.
Ava Marie tuned in and said she would like you to share your recent experience planting asparagus.
Oh, I have a small garden, but a very large patch of asparagus that I grow, and we've been eating asparagus every night for 2 weeks. Actually, I haven't sous vide it once,
Wow.
which that's a little embarrassing, isn't it?
I can't
I
believe you
should
just
be
admitted
trying
that
that.
publicly.
I know, but we tend to. So last night we ate it. I steamed it a little bit just till it was just barely cooked through, and then I wrapped it with some fresh mozzarella and prosciutto and finished it off in the oven. And oh my goodness, it was just so delicious. But yeah, if you like to garden, I highly recommend planting asparagus. You have to wait a couple years for it to be ready to pick, but it's it's really quite different than what you buy in the grocery store when you can just go out. Oh wait, I'll show you some. I just picked some this morning.
Oh,
Hang on.
nice.
Here's what I picked this morning.
Whoa.
Now you can,
Those are
maybe I'll
huge.
have to sous vide this tonight. How do you sous vide asparagus? What's the temperature?
Probably like 183, and then depending on the thickness, for probably like 15 to 30 minutes would be my guess.
Yeah, pretty quick. I usually do most of my vegetables around 183, like corn on the cob, that kind of thing. So yeah, thanks, Ava. Thanks for being here.
Well, Lisa, it was great as always having you on. I love seeing the fascinating different ways you approach recipes, and you take foods that we all eat and you put them together in unique combinations, which I always love. So thank you so much
Yeah, I'm a
for
little
sharing
twisted.
another great video.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of the presentations. They're great.
And good luck with your upcoming presentation, your upcoming competition. I'm sure we'll touch base before then, but keep us updated on how your noodle making goes.
I will. Thanks.
Thanks, Lisa.
Bye, everyone.
We have a few people in the comments saying Kenneth does 180 to 183 for about 10 minutes. Dale does 90 Celsius for 4 minutes, and then finished with a little bit of truffle oil. And Kenneth had a good reminder that in all those cases, you want to keep the veggies in the bag flat. We were talking about how long it takes different thickness of meat to heat through. The same things with vegetables. So if you pile a bunch of asparagus that only needs 10 to 15 minutes to cook into a big thick bag, the outside's going to be cooked and the inside's going to be completely raw. So you need to do it all in a single layer, and that way you'll have a lot more consistent results. You can put multiple bags in the same water bath as long as the water can flow around them. But in each bag, you want to make sure that it's not stacked up or anything like that. So thank you again to Lisa. Please give her some love in the comments. It's always great having her involved in the ISVA showcases and the other events. She always does an amazing job and is such a great person to work with.